need someone who truly is an expert in all things real estate and knows how to market a property. There might be 100 homes in your area that are somewhat similar. How does yours show up at the top of that search? We see who the dirty players are. We see the ones that, they just play dirty. How do you choose a realtor? Man, that is a loaded question. So I'm going to give you my 19 years worth of experience answer and how I would choose a realtor if I had to select somebody, which I have from time to time. I've had to, hire realtors from time to time for things. So I've got 6 points that you should consider when hiring a realtor. So number 1 is understanding what the role is of a realtor. I mean, it's very easy to say, you know what, I want to support my cousin who just got their license, or, my Pilates instructor does real estate part time and I want to give them some business. Not to put any negative light on new agents or anything like that, but I just want to paint the picture for you on what exactly you're hiring and what your expectations should be before you select somebody. So, first and foremost, you need someone who truly is an expert in all things real estate and knows how to market a property. So, marketing a property, what they're doing is they're taking your house and they're positioning it in the marketplace. And there's an art and a science to how to do that. You need somebody who really is going to identify the selling features and selling points of your home and know how to highlight those and put those online. Houses get sold online. So it's important that they also understand algorithms and how like syndication works so that the most amount of buyers are going to see your home and it's going to attract them so that they want to schedule a showing. There's a lot more that goes on in terms of getting your house positioned in that marketplace, but there might be 100 homes in your area that are somewhat similar. How does yours show up at the top of that search? So it's really somebody who understands that and can get your house to be a product that it needs to be in order to be positioned in the marketplace. So that's one thing. Another thing is that they've got to understand all of the contracts and all of the ins and outs. Real estate is an extremely litigious field, and you can wind up in court as a defendant if you've got an agent who didn't check a box, who checked a box that shouldn't have been checked, who didn't get things back on time, maybe didn't explain something to you, and you got yourself into something that you thought that you had a paid expert who was going to have your back. You got to make sure that paid expert knows all the ins and outs themselves. So somebody who truly understands contracts. We're dealing with hundreds of pages of contracts, and it's important that your agent knows and understands them like the back of their hand. Number 3 is you're also hiring a negotiator. So someone who knows how to negotiate on your behalf. You would be shocked at how many times I see agents show the hand of their buyer way before they ever needed to. They never even should have. And it lowers that client's position at the negotiating table. So you're really hiring someone who knows how to negotiate. They know when to hold them. They know when to fold them. They know when to walk away and when to run, because there's a lot of negotiation that goes on behind the scenes that you're not even aware of. And you got to have somebody who really knows how to represent you and knows where to push, when to pull back. You got to have somebody who is hella responsive. And I mean, they have got to be constantly responding to buyer inquiries, to buyer agent questions, to inspectors and appraisers and title reps and the escrow folks and whoever. There are lots of moving parts and pieces to a real estate transaction. So you really need somebody who's going to be constantly responding and answering their phone or responding to emails, because if you miss a deadline, you can be completely SOL. And if the agent themselves isn't going to, be the person, which they probably shouldn't be, so long as they've got a good team or a good staff who can be, representing and responding, that is perfectly fine. As a matter of fact, that's even preferable. So you need somebody who's going to be extremely, extremely responsive. Every single buyer buyer call, every single lead on your house has to be responded to in a very short period of time. You also want somebody who has a really good reputation within the market, within within your local community and industry, because we as agents, we see who the dirty players are. We see the ones that, they just play dirty, or they don't have a clue what they're doing. And maybe we've gotten into a transaction with them before and we know what that's like. So we also know the ones that are as solid as a rock, the ones that know, I mean, their word is their bond. So you really want somebody who's got that kind of reputation, because it really matters as real estate professionals, the reputation of who we're going to want our clients to get into business with. And then lastly, somebody who really understands the market, because somebody always has the upper hand in real estate negotiations. And that is going to be 90% of that is going to be driven by the real estate market. Are we in a seller's market? Are we in a buyer's market? Do we have a house that is just going to take that one unique client to buy it? Or do we have a house that is the belle of the ball? And, knowing the market, knowing how much you can push on terms, on pricing is so important. And they've got to know how to respond to multiple offers, how to out negotiate everybody that puts in an offer, and when they can push before they turn away buyers because they've pushed it too far. There's an art and a science to the whole thing. So somebody who really has their hand in on the market is very important. That's why it's tough for a part-time agent who has never made this their full-time job to really compete that well at the negotiating table with agents like myself and my colleagues who do this and live and breathe it full time. It's an all-in kind of a business. So hopefully this helps. If you have any further questions, please drop a comment and I will get to it. And be sure to like, subscribe, and follow me for more information on real estate.